What brings me back to McDonald's is their french fries. They are excellent, crisp and golden brown.
Ooh, piping hot, fresh from the Golden Arches, baby, the McFries.
The average American visits McDonald's 48 times a year. That's like inviting Ronald McDonald to dinner every week, complete with his red nose and those suspiciously cheerful golden arches. But before you start craving those crispy golden fries, there's something you should probably hear. Remember when your mom said, "You are what you eat"? Well, if that's true, then a lot of us are walking chemistry experiments covered in 19 different industrial compounds. Last week, I found a McDonald's fry in my car from, wait for it, 3 weeks ago. The scary part? It looked exactly the same as the day I bought it. No mold, no weird smell. My homemade fries start looking like a science project after just 2 days. A real French fry has about 3 ingredients: potato, oil, salt. But McDonald's fries? They read more like a lab manual than a recipe. We're talking 19 ingredients, including stuff you'd find in contact lenses and caulking. And that's just the fries. But here's the surprising part. This complexity wasn't always the case. From 1949 until 1990, McDonald's fries relied on a famously simple Formula 47, a simple blend of 93% beef tallow and 7% cottonseed oil. This 3-ingredient formula gave the fries their legendary taste, so much so that food icons like Julia Child praised them. The turning point came when Phil Sokoloff, a heart attack survivor, led a national campaign against saturated fat in fast food. His efforts included eye-catching advertisements that pressured McDonald's to abandon beef tallow. The change worked. After McDonald's switched to vegetable oil in 1990, their stock dropped by 8.3%, and nearly 40% of surveyed Americans said they reduced their fast food intake. With this new recipe, the fries' iconic flavor vanished, replaced by a more complex and controversial ingredient list that's still debated today. So what exactly are you eating when you grab that familiar red container? Let's break down those 19 ingredients, shall we? We have the basic stuff that actually makes sense. Potatoes, thank God, right? Salt. Canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil. But then it gets interesting with what the hell ingredients? Dimethylpolysiloxane. This is literally the same stuff they put in silly putty and contact lenses. McDonald's claims it prevents foaming in the oil, but here's the kicker. It's completely banned in UK McDonald's fries. Same company, same fries, but somehow the Brits don't need anti-foam agents? According to FDA regulations, this can only be used at 1 part per million. But here's what's wild. You won't find this ingredient in your home cooking oil. Ever wonder why McDonald's fries have that weird, slippery mouthfeel? Now you know. TBHQ, tertiary butyl hydroquinone, a petroleum derivative used as an antioxidant. Animal studies have linked this to tumors, but hey, McDonald's assures us it's safe in small amounts. How reassuring. Natural beef flavor, containing hydrolyzed wheat and milk. Wait, what? Do the fries contain beef flavor? Here's the twist. McDonald's fries in the US aren't even vegetarian. They switched from beef tallow in the 1990s due to health concerns, but kept the beef flavor. It's like the worst of both worlds. Sodium acid pyrophosphate. This prevents the potatoes from turning gray. Because apparently we can't handle slightly discolored potatoes, but we're fine with industrial food additives. Here's the mind-bending part. McDonald's fries in the UK and some other countries contain exactly 4 ingredients: potatoes, vegetable oil, dextrose, and salt. That's it. Same company, same brand, but somehow American customers need 15 additional chemicals to enjoy their fries. A former McDonald's employee on Reddit put it perfectly. I worked there for 2 years, and honestly, seeing how the fries are made versus how they're advertised is pretty eye-opening. The ingredient bath they get dipped in before freezing looks like something from a chemistry lab. But the ingredients are just the beginning. Let's talk about how this stuff actually gets made. McDonald's sources their potatoes from specific farms that have to meet very particular requirements. And by particular, I mean borderline obsessive. According to food writer Michael Pollan's investigation, McDonald's only accepts potatoes of a certain size and shape, and they won't take any with blemishes caused by aphids. This forces farmers to use heavy-duty pesticides like Monitor, methimidofos, which is so toxic that farmers can't enter their fields for 5 days after spraying. 5 days. That's not standard farming, that's chemical warfare against bugs. But here's where it gets really interesting. After harvesting, these potatoes get stored in massive atmosphere-controlled sheds for up to 6 weeks. Not to off-gas chemicals like some scary stories claim, but because McDonald's needs a year-round supply. Still, it's a far cry from the farm-to-table potatoes you'd use at home. Now, let's look at the unique factory process. Potatoes are first peeled and sliced at high speed for uniformity, then undergo an ingredient bath. A dip in additives like dextrose for color and sodium acid pyrophosphate to prevent graying. Next, the fries are par-fried in oil, flash frozen, and shipped to restaurants. Finally, at McDonald's locations, they are fried again in oil with additional processing aids, such as dimethylpolysiloxane, before being served. A McDonald's manager on Indeed wrote, "The food safety protocols are strict, but you realize how processed everything is when you see it arrive. Nothing is fresh except maybe the lettuce, and even that comes pre-washed and pre-cut." Compare this to making fries at home. Wash potato, cut potato, fry potato. Done. 3 steps, 3 ingredients, and somehow they taste like actual potatoes instead of engineered food products. Now, you might think I am being too harsh. After all, McDonald's has quality standards, right? Well, let's hear from people who actually work there. One McDonald's employee posted, "God help you if you drink your drinks with ice. Those ice machines are cleaned on a rare basis, and the amount of floaties you'll get in your water cups is atrocious." Another added, "You see, $1 trillion industry could afford some filters for an ice machine." But it gets better. When asked what they'd never eat from their own restaurant, multiple employees said, "Ice and anything that sits under heat lamps too long." Here's something McDonald's doesn't advertise: food timing. According to multiple employee reports, fries can sit under heat lamps for up to 7 minutes before being discarded. Burgers? Up to 15 minutes for quarter pounders. One former employee revealed, "We have timers for everything, but during rush periods, those timers sometimes get creative. Nobody wants to throw away perfectly good-looking food just because it's been sitting for 8 minutes instead of 7. Multiple McDonald's workers have also complained about the massive food waste. "We throw away so much food that's just slightly cold," one employee posted. "We could donate it or give it to employees, but that would count as theft." The corporate policy prevents food from being donated, even when it's perfectly safe to eat. Meanwhile, they're serving food that's been sitting under heat lamps for questionable amounts of time. Employee reviews from Glassdoor reveals that McDonald's management cares more about speed than quality.
Food safety training is minimal, just enough to pass inspections. And the ice cream machine is broken so often because nobody wants to deal with the 4-hour cleaning cycle.
One crew member summed it up. "It's not that the food is dangerous, it's just that once you see how it's really made and handled, you understand why it tastes the way it does." Now here's where things get really sneaky. With everyone talking about healthier alternatives, you've probably seen those articles claiming air fryers make McDonald's-style fries healthy. Plot twist, they don't. In fact, air frying might make some things worse. When you heat starchy foods like potatoes above 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which air fryers definitely do, you create acrylamide, a probable human carcinogen. A study published in 2024 found that air-fried French fries actually contain higher levels of acrylamide than some traditional frying methods. Remember that comparison claiming that a large McDonald's fries contains the same toxic chemicals as 25 cigarettes? Well, air-fried fries can have even higher levels of these compounds because the high heat and extended cooking time create more chemical reactions. Air fryer manufacturers love to claim their products are healthier because they use less oil. And sure, you're consuming fewer calories from fat, but you're potentially consuming more carcinogenic compounds from the extended high-heat cooking process. Dr. Paul Saladino, despite his other questionable takes, actually got this one right. The process of high-heat cooking creates problematic compounds regardless of whether you use oil or air. If you want healthier fries, the answer isn't an air fryer. It's simpler ingredients and better cooking methods. Baked potato wedges at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes create less acrylamide than air frying at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. But here's what the air fryer companies don't want you to know. Those crispy air-fried fries require you to spray them with oil anyway. So you're not eliminating oil, you're just using less while creating more potential carcinogens. Here's the part that'll really get you fired up. McDonald's fries cost premium prices while homemade fries cost just a fraction, and taste even better without all the chemicals. An average medium fry serving costs around $2.19 at McDonald's, made with 19 ingredients, including chemicals for preservation and flavor enhancement. Making fries at home with fresh ingredients costs approximately 70 cents to 85 cents per serving, up to 70% savings, while controlling every ingredient. Simple homemade fries recipe contains 2 pounds russet potatoes, fresh, organic if preferred, that cost around $2, makes 4 to 5 servings, approximately 40 cents per serving. High quality oil, avocado or peanut oil, for baking frying that cost 20 cents per serving. Sea salt and seasoning blend, some vegetable broth and seasonings like paprika, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast. That cost 15 cents per serving. Total cost is approximately 75 cents per serving. Switching from McDonald's fries to quality homemade fries can save you some money, but more importantly, it can reduce chemical intake and deliver a superior taste every time. So it's not just about money. Your homemade version contains 0 industrial preservatives, 0 anti-foaming agents, 0 petroleum derivatives, actual recognizable ingredients, higher protein content, more fiber, and better nutritional profile. Here's what multiple home cooks report after making the switch. The first few times, I missed that weird McDonald's flavor. But after a month of eating real food, McDonald's started tasting artificial and salty. But it takes too long. Really? Let's time this. McDonald's drive-thru, 8 to 15 minutes, including travel. Home cooking, 20 minutes active time, most of it hands-off. You're talking about 5 to 12 extra minutes to eat food that doesn't require a chemistry degree to understand. All right, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk solutions. You can satisfy those fries cravings without signing up for a chemistry experiment. Forget the air fryer hype. Here's the real method. 1. Cut russet potatoes into wedges, not thin fries, they get bitter. 2. Soak in cold water for 30 minutes to remove excess starch. 3. Boil them for 2 to 3 minutes in lightly salted vegan or meat broth of your choice. 4. Pat dry completely. 5. Toss with a small amount of avocado oil, highest smoke point. 6. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. For the game changer seasoning. Instead of just salt, try this blend. Sea salt, paprika, and garlic powder. These aren't just random recipes I found online. These are tested by real families, reviewed hundreds of times, and actually taste better than fast food. Look, I'm not saying McDonald's is trying to poison you. They're just trying to make consistent, cheap food that lasts forever and tastes exactly the same whether you buy it in New York or California. The problem is, food that lasts forever and never changes isn't really food. It's a shelf-stable product designed to maximize profit margins. Now, the real question is, do you want to eat food, or do you want to eat food products? Don't go cold turkey if McDonald's is a regular habit. That usually backfires. Instead, try making homemade fries once. In the first week, make your own fries once. In week 2, Compare the costs and how you feel. And in week 3, decide for yourself. I challenge you to try the homemade alternatives for just 2 weeks. Not forever, not as a lifestyle change, just 2 weeks. See how you feel, check your wallet, and then decide. If you want to keep eating McDonald's after that, at least you'll be making an informed choice instead of just defaulting to convenience. Drop a comment if you've ever worked at McDonald's. What's your behind-the-scenes story? Share your homemade fries experiments in the comments. Tag someone who needs to see this video. Links to all the recipes, cost breakdowns, and shopping lists are in the description. Everything you need to make the switch is right there, tested, and ready to go. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to know what you're eating. And you deserve food that's actually food. If this opened your eyes about McDonald's, wait until you see what I found about meal kit company, HelloFresh. Their disturbing pattern of contamination, massive markups, and regulatory gaps. That investigation drops next week. And let's just say you might want to reconsider that healthy meal option. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it, because some of these findings are absolutely wild.